Billions of dollars have been invested over the past 50 years to build the interstate highways, bridges, and mass transit systems everyone in America relies on today. Over the next 50 years, our population will grow by more than 100 million people. In a speech July 21, 2011, to the Washington, D.C. chapter of the Young Professionals in Transportation Group, Deputy U.S. Transportation Secretary John Porcari said, "Unlike our parents and grandparents, the nation is no longer investing enough in transportation infrastructure to keep up with current and future demands." In this Viewpoint segment on AASHTO's Transportation TV, Porcari says the nation is at a critical crossroad.
What we're trying to do is reconnect transportation to the values that Americans hold dear. And so quality of life, livability, economic development, those are all very important ones. When I'm around the country talking to different groups, I urge them to look at, not just visualize, but go out and look at the transportation infrastructure in their town or their city or their region. Look at it closely, all modes, and then date it. And if you're honest with yourself, your parents, your grandparents, in some of your cases your great-grandparents, planned that, designed it, and paid for it. And then think about the next generation and how long it takes to change the transportation system. So the question you should be asking yourself next is, are we doing the same for the next generation? And again, if you're honest with yourself, I think you know the answer. It's no. And we're not even close to that. What we're staring at is the demographic reality of 2050. Now, I hope you know what 2050 means. It's 100 million more Americans in 39 years. We're going from about 312 million people to about 415 million. So 39 years. And think about that in transportation planning terms for major projects. That's like the day after tomorrow. So 39 years from now, we're going to have the equivalent of adding another California and Texas and Florida and New York to our population. Virtually every one of those 100 million people are going to be in existing urban or urbanizing areas. Think about our system, our transportation system as a system today. Think about how close it is to not functioning, and in many cases doesn't function during peak hours, stir in 100 million people, and then you see kind of the sense of urgency that we have in things like high-speed rail. It's not to take the place of the existing transportation system, it's to add another option. We view this very much as a generational challenge. I think it was incredibly inspiring for all of us to listen to President Obama in his State of the Union address. You know, transportation, every policy part of the executive branch tries to get in the State of the Union address. And if you get a word or two in there, that's pretty good. If you get a sentence, that's really good. Infrastructure was about 1/3 of what the president talked about. And he talked about outbuilding, out-investing, in out-educating the rest of the world, because that's our competition. And the infrastructure part, transportation is front and center on. Out-educating, that's obvious as well, but the common theme is investing in the next generation. We're not going to be the first generation of Americans that didn't leave a better standard of living to the next generation. And I think, again, if we're honest with ourselves, we're running that risk right now if we don't radically change things.